type of food shopper are you? How do you plan to shop? And for what items? Today on Food Journey, we'll be looking at that and what to do with some of your family leftovers. Let's look at a few types of food shoppers to start. The meanderer. The meanderer is quite content, just pottering about. No real plan, but likely to be distracted and impulse buy, sometimes to the detriment of their wallet. Indecision. Not really sure of what's needed. Sees something useful, but can't decide if it's worth it. Puts things down. Picks them up again. With some uncertainties and definitely stress. The overcompensator. Every day could be a rainy day, so it's 10 of everything, isn't it? After all, you'll never know when you need 8 packs of toothpicks. And list perfect. We've got our T's crossed and our I's dotted. We're not swayed by bargain traps or impulse buys or buying what's not essential. Budget. List. The blinders on. I love the open market though. The energetic and vibrant nature of it keeps me moving, focused, and definitely alert. A great place for quick efficiency and best fresh produce. You might not be any of the above, but if you cook regularly, it's all relevant for food organization. But how do we begin to organize though? With more than one mouth needing to be fed? Consensus. Do we ask our family what they really want to eat? In my day, Mum gave us no choice. You're having that, and that was it. But with so many other food options available now, advertising and foodie enthusiasm running throughout the country, young and old, the pressure is on to consult. Don't be afraid to ask. You're still in charge, even if it's not a full round table discussion. If you think about it, you probably already know what everyone likes and doesn't. Capitalize on these and remember to include the healthy essentials. The week's family menu for me this week looks like this, and we'll be focusing on creating our leftover meals today from here. And remember my cake making instructor from Crystal Delight? Here she is with some expert advice on her food shopping technique.
This is a very interesting one. How do I shop? I've tested both working with a list and not working with a list. Presently I work with a list because I discovered that it makes me more organized. I don't buy things on impulse. I work with a budget for the month and it helps. Yes, I have a food menu, but there are times I go outside of the menu and give the children a treat because life is not just static. But I discovered that working with a list helps. You don't buy things on impulse and you are structured.
I think I'm the perfect shopper with a little bit of food window shopping added to that, meandering about. You may have also figured out a way to please everybody in the kitchen, including yourself and your pocket. But now that all that's been done, the shopping, the pleasing everybody, the cooking, there are leftovers to be considered, those things that lurk at the back of the fridge, dying for you to use them, but sometimes just not enough to satisfy more than one person. What do? Well, I've come up with some easy recipes that are going to help you make use of the leftovers in your fridge so that you can accommodate not only one person, but maybe more than 3. Leftovers are mashed potatoes and boiled rice for this one. All right, here are our 2 leftovers. I've chosen rice and some mashed potatoes. Now, potatoes and rice were on our menu list, and we have just enough for maybe one person who's hungry. And I'd love for this to stretch to about 4 or 5 people for a delicious snack that I've come up with. And I think you're gonna really like this because it's spicy, crispy, crunchy, everything that you want in a lovely snack. Looking at our ingredients, there are 3 strong tastes for the base flavor: onion and ginger and green chili too. I'm building more flavor with these Indian spices: masala, turmeric, rich color, garlic, and coriander, all perfect to uplift these 2 awaiting vehicles. You'll want to slice your onion really thin. With a sharp knife, you can achieve this, and use the natural strands of the onion to cut the finest, beautiful dice that you can. Everything tiny. These chilies too. Now grab a handful of fresh parsley, stems and all. Bruise them and chop them up. Snap off some ginger and peel and grate a teaspoon of this to add to the mix later. Time to put our starches together. You know, the first time I actually saw this recipe, I thought to myself, well, starch and starch, no meat. But funnily enough, it really does work. So you've got about a cup of potato, and I'm going to do the same for rice. Aroma in the kitchen at the moment is a potent and beautiful Eastern spice infusion. Okay, gloves on for this one, and I brought some breadcrumbs. Life sometimes is a bit too short to make your own, and we're mixing this lovely mixture in with our hands now. So all those spices can be evenly distributed, and it smells by pick and repeat. Now let's see if we can make enough of these to tickle more than 3 taste buds. These breadcrumbs are one of my cupboard essentials. They come in really handy for moments just like this. Now shallow fry these cakes, remembering your order of placement. This is so you can turn them in the same order of readiness as they get crispy and golden brown. I've shaken a little hot sauce and have some dipping light soy. And you guessed it, we're about to taste. So potato and rice cake, cheers. Mmm. 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 I love this. It is so delicious, so spicy. And that little bit of soy sauce and Tabasco just made the difference. You're gonna love this. Mm-mm-mm. And our leftovers are pre-cooked veg, some leftover baked chicken, a bit of spaghetti, and I'm making use of my 2 weekly treat items now, white wine and decadent cream. So we've pulled out of the fridge ingredients for our next leftover recipe. I've got some carrot, I've got some courgette, I've got a few pieces of chicken and some spaghetti that's already been cooked. Now we could just throw these together and do a stir fry, but no, we are not doing that today. One of my big ticket items for this week is cream. A nice big box of it I got. And you can use it for so many things. You can make ice cream, you can put a splodge of it in your coffee and make it special. But today I'm going to use it to make a lovely classic white sauce with a little bit of white wine as well. We're going to France on this one, and I can't wait to share it with you and to eat it too. Okay, everybody, I'm really excited about this one. Here's the chicken. What did I do with this originally? Well, first of all, they're chicken thighs that I've deboned. So you see that lovely sort of morsel that you can get out of them when you slice them. So already this piece looks like it's a lot more than it was. So I'm gonna just do that too. All the chicken bits, and that will be the chicken part done. Some people say that chicken tastes nicer the day after. You know what? Certainly going to today. Courgettes are one of my favorite anti-cellulite champions. Full of potassium too, to keep your muscles working. Okay, let's start off with the onions. It's a little chili in there too that was left over from last time. Now what we want here is translucence. We don't want them brown. Some salt. Time for some mustard. That's about a heaped tablespoon. Let's throw in our chili. Get ready for some wine. A decent splodge. Now this is going to cook out. No one's getting drunk. White peppercorns. A sprig of thyme. I'm adding some water. An addition of fresh thyme and carrots to make use of our leftover veg and courgette. A nice color developing with some parsley too, and a little stir. just tumble that chicken in and start to salivate at the promise of a piece in every single bite of this luxurious sauce. And here's the cream. We're adding that to create a silky, velvety, smooth finish. Last addition, spaghetti. Just submerge it and mix gently.
Oh boy, look at this. Beautiful. And you know you don't have to twist my arm for me to try this. I'm definitely going all in. Yum, yum. Just so creamy. Let's do the twizzle. Oh yeah. I'm gonna try the pasta first. Let's see if I can do a non-sloppy one. Here we go. Pasta cheers. Delicious, yummy, transformed.
Our last leftover recipe is made from something we all have left over in the back of the fridge. A basic West African stew made with pepper and tomatoes. And we're borrowing a recipe from Ghana, my second home, and using gari in an unusual way for gari foto.
Last but not least, we have a leftover that I know everyone has at the back of their fridge. It's that red stew that you find that only has like one piece of meat in it, and who's gonna have that? So I have a clever thing that you can do with your leftover red stew. And we're going to use that and something we all also have in our house, gari. Okay, what a funny combination, but no, we are putting together gari foto.
Again, we'll need some onion, the same fine dice. We want it subtle. And some extra slices for garnishing too.
Remember these? I've still got some left and we're going to use them. So let's scooch this over a bit and then just go for a little slice down the middle and then kind of cube them so you can see them, because they're going to be pretty within the gari foto.
It really makes a difference to the results when you use great produce and take your time. You'll definitely get a better result. For the tomatoes, I've removed the top, and we're going to cut them with a view to using the flesh only. So with a small sharp knife, slice just above the skin, removing as much flesh as possible, and then chop carefully. Put your heart into it. Why not?
Okay, time to get our gari in play. I'm going to use just under 2 cups for this one. So that's our gari. Beautiful. The next thing is to start loosening this up. I need to add some water. We're going to start out with less and build up as we need it. So I'm pouring a little in and around just to dampen it, and then back of the spoon technique to just start wetting everything up. The moisture spreads, so you want to be careful not to overdo it. I'm not adding any seasonings to this because the stew has got everything in it that it already needs. Here we go. I'm going to use 1 spoon for the stew and 1 spoon to mix. There's the piece of meat in there. I'll probably chew that later. So I'm dolloping the stew straight in. That's enough of a dollop to start. And again, the same action. Let's start mixing in our stew. You really want to take your time for this one, and let's do it all together. Folding and pressing and separating. Because this shouldn't be clumpy. All right. I'd say that's good for the first addition. And then just repeat. We're getting close now. I'd say it's time to add our veggies. Leftovers are wonderful, aren't they? And look at the beautiful design that's making. Oh, that's exciting. Let's add some of our other things, like the onion. You can gauge how much you like. I'm putting all the tomato in, but I'm actually just putting in half of the onions and mixing that all in together. So what we're creating here is almost a local couscous, isn't it? And it really looks pretty. The last thing I'm going to add is a tiny bit of parsley, just to give it an even deeper and richer appeal. Lovely. And really, after a good old spin and turn, that is our Garifotto. We are going to come back and decorate. We're decorating with simple available things: sardine, onion, and tomato. Now let's do what we need to. Taste it. Let's have a go. Let's get some of that sardine as well. Takes me back to Accra. And that sound means excellent. What did you learn today? Should we alter the way we shop for our food, plan our weekly meals, or just continue with what works well? It's all up to you, but whatever you decide, I know you'll always have your family's best interest at heart. From Food Journey, we wish you the most beautiful week, and we'll see you next time. Bye. Food Journey has a new Instagram. It's FOODJERNY @Food Journey. So if you were following us before, please come and follow us here now.